Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the tribe. Peace to the king and queens. Peace to the seeds. Peace to the 40% nation. All right, y'all. Episode 3. Wake your punk ass up for episode 3 of R.A.P.S. Welcome to R.A.P.S, Raw And Poetic Souls. I'm your host, Rashid, right? So, today we're gonna shed light on Black Thought. And if you know, you know. One of the nicest MCs. But yo, so Black Thought, right? So he got a song. He got a song off the album. Damn, I gotta figure out that album. But it was a project he did with Danger Mouse, right? Piece of Danger Mouse. It's called The Darkest Part, and Raekwon is on there. Piece of the Chef. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna do this joint just for Black Thought, right? So, and of course I don't own no rights. This Black Thought's, you know what I mean, stuff. It's his shit. But it's called The Darkest Part, right? So, if this is your first time tuning in to R.A.P.S, Raw And Poetic Souls, what we do is we give an honor and we big up to artists and their art that I feel personally that's overlooked, cast aside, or just like, you know what I mean? When their art has so much, weight, it has so much validity, the art has so much life in it. You know what I'm saying? So we give an honor to them, to those artists and their art, those poets. You know what I mean? So, Black Thought, The Darkest Part, right? So, he starts off like this. Yo, I'm like the loneliest at the underground piano, dressed in camel, with grenades, guns, and ammo, death to Sambo, send him a bouquet and a candle. I came to take back that other 2/5 of a man, so in a silhouette standing in the aperture, to a figurehead standing in the path of a killer, young gorilla just scrambling for Africa, crept and won't accept nothing but a massacre. Premonition and intuition is a bitch. Got a message from the heavens, all it said is to resist. Keep it brief, like an elevator pitch, or delegate a switch, cause the spirit is a snitch. In America, the rich love to wear it on their wrists. They calling shots, they don't wear it on their hips. Children of the chains, I can still hear them on the ship. One hand load the clip, feel the rubber on the grip. Me and my reflection sending one another on a trip. Under 21 and then, now you know the punishment. Shit, it ain't an easy odyssey for you to follow me. We do kinesiologies with no apologies. And that was a little hook, but the melody for the hook, right? But my man said, I'm like the loneliest at the underground piano, the loneliest monk, great jazz musician, piano player, right? I'm like the loneliest at the underground piano, dressed in camo with grenades, guns, and ammo, death to Sambo. We don't deal with no Sambos. We don't deal with no suck ass, fuck ass, trick ass, hoe ass, duck ass, sick ass, duck ass niggas. We don't at all, right? So, but I felt like that was raw right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like the loneliest at the underground piano, dressed in camo with grenades, guns, and ammo, death to Sambo, send him a bouquet and a candle. I came to take back that other 2/5 of a man, right? So, first of all, the genius of Black Thought, you understand, to put that in there, and the other 2/5 of a man, right? So, per the United States Constitution, the heavenly melanated is considered 3/5 of an individual, right? So, for Black Thought to have that knowledge and then take that, fashion that, and then put it in the rap, you know what I mean, put it in the rhyme, like, that's dope right there, right? So, like, that's dope right there. So, but anyway, so I came to take back that other 2/5 of a man, right? So 3/5 the Constitution, as a percentage, that's 60%. 2/5, that's that 40%, right? 40% nation. Hmm. I came to take back that other 2/5 of a man. So from a figurehead standing in the aperture to a figurehead standing in the path of a killer, young gorilla just scrambling for Africa, crept and won't accept nothing but a massacre, right? Mm. Scrambling for Africa, right? So the Berlin Conference was what it's called when you look it up, right? But it's also known as the Scramble for Africa, right? It's where those whiteys, those hunkies, right? They the colonizers, those they got together and politics with each other, how they were gonna divide up Africa without talking to the Africans, right? So anyway, Africa crept one said nothing but a massacre. And so he's like, premonition, intuition is a bitch. I got a message from the heavens. All it said is to resist and keep it brief like an elevated pitch or delegate a switch because the spirit is a snitch, right? So like when you're in tune, when you're tapped in, when you know God body, you know what I'm saying? When you on that frequency, like the spirit of discernment, you know what I'm saying? Delegated switch because the spirit is a snitch. In America, the rich love to wear it on their wrist. They call it shots, they don't wear it on their hip. Children of the chains, I can still hear it on the ship. One hand loads the clip, feel the rubber on the grip. Like you can say that you're angry. For me, this is beautiful poetry, you know, pistol grip poetry, right? You can say that you're angry, right? But this brother found another way, another beautiful, complex, simplistic way, right? To say that a complex, simplistic way. What? To say that he's upset, right? Children of the chains, I can still hear him on the ship. One hand loads the clip, feel the rubber on the grip. Wow. For me, that's just big. You know what I mean? For all my music heads, all my hip, but specifically hip hop heads. Whoa, right? One hand loads the clip, feel the rubber on the grip. Me and my reflection, sending one another on a trip. Under 21 and then, yeah, you know the punishment. Listen, it ain't an easy odyssey for you to follow me. We do kinesiology with no apologies, right? Uh, Idiocracy, you know what I mean? It ain't an idiocracy for you to follow me. Like blind leading the blind. We do kinesiology with no apologies. So when I looked up kinesiology, it's the study of the mechanics of the body, right? The you know what I mean, the movement and shit like that, right?